Hi there, everyone. Meteorologist Robert Spetta here with you on today, the 9th of November, 2013. What you are looking at right now is some of the first footage released by videographer James Reynolds from inside the eye wall there on Tacloban during the height of this storm system, a monster Category 5 equivalent, one of the strongest storms ever on Earth. And what you're seeing here is some of that severe flooding, the storm surge that's going to be rising up here, and really, it's just absolutely significant in a very scary situation. And at this time, the death toll here and just all across the Philippines is already above 100. And from what James has said here, and just the surreal images he has shown us from the on the ground, the death toll, and I know no one wants to say it at this time here on Saturday evening, but it is expected to rise into the thousands. He was saying about bodies actually being out there on the street, a lot of reports about bodies floating in the water, complete and utter devastation. You can see here, this is just one of the areas. This is actually in Ormoc City, not in Tacloban, but there is just leveled, trees ripped up. A lot of people are comparing this to the March 11th tsunami that hit Japan, which when we are talking about a storm surge, there really is not much difference between a tsunami and storm surge. It's a dramatic sea level rise, and that's what we've seen there, and that's what this footage is showing you. Now, James and Josh also, they did not sustain any injuries. Mark, that was with them as well, one of these storm chasers, did sustain a cut on his leg, but that is just, thankfully, all that they did see. Now, as far as Jim Eds, also another videographer that's out here in the Philippines, we're still waiting for a word back from him, but from the grave news we have heard so far, it does look like the death toll is up there, not only into the hundreds, but it could get much, much higher. So now where's this storm? Well, you're looking at the satellite imagery. It's tracking off here towards the west. It's still a strong typhoon. I mean, if you pull up JMA's track, it right now at a very strong intensity, winds at 90, gusting up to 130 knots, so it's not a weak system at all. Going to be skirting the coastline of Vietnam here, and really all along Vietnam, you're looking at some typhoon strength winds possible before it starts to approach Hanoi off there towards the north, still as a strong storm system with winds about 90 to 85 knots sustained. Not nearly the monster we were talking about just 24 hours ago, but this is still going to be packing a punch as it skirts along the Vietnam coastline here. And we take a look at most of the models at this time. They do expect it to just basically, actually, some of them are showing them coming ashore right around Da Nang, Vietnam, and right around Hue, Vietnam as well. Scroll back up here, take a look at the JTWC track. They've been swinging it a little bit off the coastline as well. So I do think it's going to kind of run right along the seaboard here. And that means it's going to maintain that typhoon intensity, but it is just going to be bringing these typhoon strength winds right along the seaboard, and you're looking at the risk of storm surge from Da Nang and Hue all the way off there towards the north, so just the outskirts of Hanoi. Also, very heavy rainfall. If this just stays right near the coast, yeah, there's a very serious risk of flooding and also landslides, not just for Vietnam here, but also Laos farther inland as the storm moves off in that direction. So it depends. If it does make landfall a little bit farther here off towards the north, we are looking at a Sunday right around noon to early afternoon landfall. If it does decide actually to stay offshore and then move out there towards Hanoi, which very well looks more like the case, it's not until Sunday night when this is going to be making landfall farther off here towards the north. So a few scenarios on the table right now with this storm and its impact there on Vietnam, but at this time, this is just showing you the ECMWF model showing that strong typhoon coming on shore a little bit farther there towards the north during the late night hours here on Sunday going into Monday. And it's going to be packing a punch, and everybody out here needs to be getting ready. And I did have seen reports evacuations are in place here in Vietnam, and people are getting ready, getting out of low-lying areas. And especially after the destruction the storm has brought in the Philippines, we do not want to get more grave news, which this storm has brought up to this point. Now, the good news is that going into, well, basically Monday out towards Tuesday, this is going to significantly weaken out there in southern portions of China, as dry air from a cold surge is actually flowing in from the north, kind of influences with this, and also much colder air. It's just going to tear it apart. And you can see here on the outlook by the time we go ahead, and actually I'll just scroll this down here for you so we can see the times at the bottom of the screen. By the time we go into Monday and Tuesday, it just completely falls apart. Now, the sad news is that it does look like by Tuesday and the Wednesday, and I don't want to say this, but it really looks like it's very likely Maybe not a full-fledged typhoon, but a tropical storm is going to be hitting Mindanao in southern Visayas. And that's one reason why I'm showing you this whole scale model. If we zoom in the picture, though, is here on Tuesday night, the ECMWF model does show a surge of moisture coming on shore, a very weak area of low pressure just towards the east of Visayas. Compare this up with the GFS at the same time period. And the reason why I'm using the various models because they are showing something different, but they are showing, well, different in the sense of intensity, but something is still there. GFS a little bit stronger, but a tropical storm coming on shore. Now, it's going to be a weaker one and not by any means the same intensity as Haiyan, but the problem is what you need out here in southern Visayas and northern Mindanao right now, and all of Visayas in general, is sunny skies. You just need it for the recovery efforts and to help people pick up. A lot of people are homeless at this time. A storm coming in, even at tropical storm intensity and being slow moving, it's kicking people while they're down, and that's really the problem with this. And as we can see here, let's pull up the winds. It is going to have some winds with it. GFS has been very accurate lately, and you can see it coming on shore just south of where the storm has just hit, off there towards the north. And then we scroll ahead, it pushes out there farther towards the west going through Wednesday, and it hits a bunch of Bohol, even moving out there towards the south or north of Cebu, and pushes right over there and then out there towards the South China Sea. And this particular model by next week even has this developing something more into, well, a typhoon just towards the west of the Philippines. So that's what we're going to be talking about right now. It will be called Zoraida. If it does get the Philippine name, which I am almost certain of, at least a tropical depression, or Podul. So that's what we're going to be watching right now. We're still, of course, watching our typhoon approaching Vietnam, but this cloud cover down here towards the south, there's not much there right now, but there can be going in the Sunday and Monday. Models are picking up on at least something weak coming here. And if this does, and I know it doesn't look like much now, and I don't think it is going to be much. I don't expect a typhoon, but a surge of moisture, it is going to cause some problems. So that is all for right now, everybody. We're going to continue to monitor this. Also, like I said, please do go check out James Reynolds' footage. It's down in the link down below. Absolutely incredible stuff. Actually, subscribe to his channel because he's going to be releasing much more footage. He was just talking to me just now, actually, during about halfway through this video. He may have heard a Facebook thing go off, and that was actually him writing me. He's telling me that his camera, his main camera, where he caught a lot of this good footage from, this is from the GoPro, was completely wrecked during this, so he's going to have to salvage the memory off of that camera and get it uploaded as soon as possible. So please, everybody, stay safe out there, and thank you very much for watching.